Yes. What's happening, people? What's going on? Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well with this pandemic. Lockdown been eased. Hopefully, people are starting to thrive again. Get back to work, do what you do to survive. Get food on the table, support your family, and just get on with life. Hopefully, that's what everyone's doing. I know that people have been hit hard, including myself. I was hit hard. I lost my job, and I had to do jobs that I normally wouldn't do. I had to, just get money, by any means necessary. So a real man would do that, I suppose. So I was just going to touch on the subject of immigration, because as you know, I'm a migrant in this country, the UK. I migrated to the UK in the early 2000s, and I've been here for 20 years now. I'll have to say that, as an African, when you're in Africa, you always fantasize about, or say, traveling to other places you've never been to, especially Europe or America.
In 200 yards, at Park Street roundabout, take the third exit onto A414.
The media always feeds us all the good aspects of the Western world. The movies that we watch, we're always given the idea that this is what you will get. Actually, when you migrate to America or the UK, the American dream package has been sold all around the world. But as we know now that the American dream does not apply to everyone in America. It applies to the chosen few, right? Not to everyone. and there's only like a handful of people like me that actually have the American dream in America. So in other words, we've been sold a lie, basically. Some applies here to the UK. What I grew up watching mostly British television, and so as a South African Zimbabwean / we've always been fed on British television, what life is supposed to be like here. How beautiful the country is, how you can build your own British dream here, basically, if you came here. Now I have to say that, that really stayed in my head, and
exit the roundabout onto A414.
I always wanted to
continue on A414 for 3 miles.
Because I'm a rebel by nature. I'd always told my father that, I'm not going to stay in one place. I'm probably not going to be in South Africa all my life. I'm going to move elsewhere in the world. Because I was always attracted to things outside my own realm, outside the country. I wanted to experience a different type of lifestyle, different people, meet different cultures, etc. And I have to say, I've been lucky enough to have done just that. Not only did I move to the UK, but I managed to travel to other countries as well. Once I was here in the UK, I traveled across Europe, on holiday or with work, and I managed to experience different cultures, some good, some not so good, and so I have been lucky in that sense. So the thing I want to touch upon is that, because when I was in Africa, I used to think that, okay, now when I move to the UK, everything's going to be different, the experience, the infrastructure is going to be out of this world. So the first day I landed in the UK, I remember clearly, it was one really cold winter's day. I landed in Heathrow Airport in my summer outfit from Africa, thinking, oh yeah, it's not going to be that cold, it's going to be warm. And I got the big shock of my life. It was really cold. So I had to go to the toilets and change to a winter outfit. And to be honest, I was really shocked at what I saw. I remember clearly the underground wasn't working at the time. It was a strike. So I took a black cab. I thought, well, I'm in the UK, let me just take a black cab and experience that London lifestyle of taking a black cab. Little did I know it was going to cost me an arm and a leg. So I took a black cab from Heathrow Airport, and that gave me an opportunity to see some of the houses and buildings, you know, like first experience type of thing. You know what they say, first impressions last. So I started seeing all these semi-detached houses and stuff, and it was something I'd never seen before. And I was thinking, wow, you know, everything looks so crammed in together, and there wasn't much space. And so I'm coming from South Africa, a place with, you know, a really spacious country with lots of land, lots of space. So I was thinking,
in half a mile,
wow,
keep left to stay on A414.
This is strange. And so anyway, yeah, and lots of other things over the years have been debunked. You know, like the dream and all that. It's not really what it is. You know, so anyone that really wants to come to the UK,
keep left to stay on A414.
You know, it's not what it's painted to be in the news. I have to say, you know, you have to really work hard. There's no gold. There's no gold paved streets here where you can just pick up gold and money like most Africans think. You know, you have to really work hard for what you get, and also there's an issue with racism, as we all know. You know, as an African, I have come across you know, some racism at the you know, most of the time that I've been here. Well, I have to say it probably not as
in
much
a quarter
as,
of a mile, at the roundabout, take the third exit onto Green Lane.
not the in-my-face type of racism. It's not like America, but it's like an undertone type of racism, under the carpet type of racism. You know, people will never tell you here that I don't like you because you're black, or I don't want to blah blah blah, whatever. People will smile with you, laugh with you, you know, at work. They will talk to you, etc. But then they will stab you behind your back. You know, they'll talk nicely to you, but then they'll go to their white friends and talk shit about you, basically, behind your back. So it's that type of racism, you know, that they don't show you, but it's still there. So, and also, another type of racism that's here is that when you're applying for jobs, you know, once they see a CV has an African name, they just toss it in the bin, basically. And I mean, I didn't believe this until I tested it out. I changed the name of my CV to an English name, and immediately I started getting phone calls for interviews. You know,
Exit the roundabout onto Green Lane.
As soon as I changed it back to my own
in a quarter
African
of a
name,
mile, at the roundabout, take the first exit onto Boundary Way.
As soon as I changed it to my name, no phone calls, nothing. So it makes a difference to have an English name, which is really a shame and sad. You know, and you could have all the experience in the world, but racism is still there. They might not want to hire you just because of your skin color. You know, some people just don't want to hire Africans. It's simple as all that. And so, yeah, and I've turned up to some interviews.
In a quarter of a mile, at the roundabout, continue straight to stay on Boundary Way.
And given the interviewer a shock because they didn't expect me to be black. Right? So, because I don't have a picture on my CV. So my name's it sometimes, some people think it might appear as French sometimes. So they might think I'm white. I might sound white on the phone, whatever. And when I turn up, they can't believe I'm black. You see their faces, they're in disbelief. And that changes everything. You know, kind of like throws all your experience out the window.
In a quarter of a mile, turn left to stay on Boundary Way.
Because now it's not going to be about your experience, it's going to be about your skin color. And usually you don't get the job because of that, which is a shame, you know? So, with what's happening in the world right now, I'm beginning to see that Africa actually is a place where opportunity is, you know? I know I left Africa and I came here hoping that I'll come here, realize all my dreams and be rich. Then I go back to Africa.
Turn left to stay on Boundary Way, then turn right onto Maxted Road.
And build an empire, but it's not like that. The government here, it's all up in your pockets. Trust me when I tell you. Whatever you make, you have to pay the government. And there's so many other taxes involved as well. You know, you get this, they show you what you're supposed to get before tax. And then they show you, and then you don't get that.
Take the next right up.
You pay tax and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it's crazy. That's just the way it is. So I'll continue this. I'll continue this tape, okay? Because I'm just arriving here. I'll record part 2 of this, and then we can proceed from there, okay? All right. Speak to you soon.